I don't know. I just got it over there. And she's like, from who? And I was like, just a guy over there. Like I kept just being like,
I don't know. Ask Anders.
I'm not ratting anyone out.
What about when we're like, we're standing at the top of Threshold's playing. We're in this epic. We'll talk about the show. Hey, welcome to the podcast. Yeah. We'll maybe we'll cut back, but should we keep it going? Start?
Wait, let's just start. All right, welcome to the Oblivious Maximus podcast. I'm your host, Aaron Osborne. Joining me as always is my co-host.
Not always, but last one and this one, and we'll see how I go in the next one. And
we've got a wonderful guest with us today, Maddo from Last Ride Records,
Woo!
The chief executive of Australian Hardcore.
The monkey boss.
All right, so let's recap. I mean, I'll just say the story again. I got in trouble at the All Ages Hardcore show the other night for drinking a beer. You know, I'll fall on my sword and say
guilty.
I was guilty.
What is the crime? Drinking a beer?
Yeah, truly.
Yeah.
But I was a good person about it. She was like, "Give me that," and I was like, "All right, you're right. I shouldn't have it." Anyway,
the security were on that one. I think Threshold were playing and we went up into.
Oh yeah. This is the next day. This is the over 18 show.
Yeah. True. It was out of the other one.
Yeah, I got in trouble at Stagel.
Oh, okay. that one. Oh, true. Yeah. Oh, I guess that was an all ages venue. So.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I got in trouble.
I thought you just meant like in the other one.
Oh. But the security guard just got mad at me at a pub. Like,
no. Hey man, you can't drink in this pub. That's illegal. No, like Threshold were playing and like it was fucking awesome. So pretty much for everyone at home, last night was the speed show.
Yeah.
The big speed show at the Northcote Theatre. Capacity is...
I think 1,400.
1,400. Pretty small show, huh?
Yeah.
Right?
Psycho Styles.
Yeah, it was dope. But we were just saying before Threshold were playing and we were watching from the top because I was like, I got to see this. Like the roof is like crazy. We'll check it. Wow.
Like an actual theatre.
Yeah, proper theatre, yeah.
Amazing. But there were these seats here and Aaron goes to me, he goes, yo, why is that bit like roped off?
It was roped off. And I was like, how...
That was the VIP meet and greet package.
Yeah, I was like, what speed ticket did I need to get to be in that seat?
Yeah, what extras did they pay for? Like, so, and I'm just like, dude, I reckon we can just sit there. So, and I was like, oh, let me check it out. So I go to sit down and the guy instantly taps me. He's like, oi, where's your band? And I just kind of look back at Aaron and I just like cheekily just like pull out my little lanyard and I go, here it is, mate. Like, fuck it. And then obviously Aaron couldn't come.
I was trapped.
Otis
was just
but I felt so stupid because I was like, oh, this will be chill. Like, I'm glad I had the pass. Anyway.
It's pretty funny that they had a roped off section on the mezzanine for AAA passes though.
But like these people had like wristbands. Like it was.
Oh, maybe it had like an actual reason. But I don't know.
I think I saw one dude with like a cast on or something like that. So
okay, pit injury.
Yeah, he broke it at the other 3 shows happening before. He was moshing so hard to all the other bands.
So thank you for joining us, Maddo, on the pod. This is now the second try at doing this because I asked you to do it once and then double booked.
Yep.
So.
Oh, no.
Sorry that I did that.
Well, it's lucky that Beachan and Keldon went to Adelaide today.
Yeah, I couldn't bump you twice in a row.
Is that who took over last time?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
The Knuckle Dragger boys dogged him.
Yeah. He was waiting for me to be here so we can get into some real shit.
Yeah, I was scared of sitting next to Ben.
We've had a fun couple of weeks. I've seen you more in the last like 2 weeks than I think I've seen you in like 2 years.
Yeah, this is the third city I've seen you in now in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. But we played some shows together 2 weeks ago.
We did.
It was very fun.
Yeah.
I was very not apprehensive. My partner Duck is from Newcastle and I hadn't played a show in Newcastle when I got there. And I don't think I'd played there since the last time I played there, which would have been like 9 years ago or something maybe. But I'd been there with Harm's Way twice. And those shows were obviously good.
Yeah, Harm's Way did really well in Newcastle last time.
But like I'd been there twice with them, but I hadn't been there myself. And I mean the show itself I thought it was awesome for what it was. Phantoms, Mauler, Aglo, and Thantu Thicker.
Oh.
And a Newcastle band. Who was Newcastle?
Cutthroat opened.
Yeah. But I thought it was good. That venue is so weird.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on there at the moment, but
Which one is it?
Newcastle Hotel.
Is that the one where we always stay?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that place. There's no one ever.
You stay there?
We stay there every time, and you know, you're staying there and you kind of have access to the venue. And even during the other show, like they haven't been like blocking off like the front bars. Just no one's in there.
Yeah, it doesn't exist, right?
Whereas it used to be pumping. Like,
well, so before we got there at like, it was like load in at 6, and we were just chilling with my sister who lives in Newcastle, and we were like, oh, well, let's just go there now, like at 5, because we're like, we have nothing to do. And because in my head, I'm like, the Newcastle Hotel, I assume it's a pub. We'll just sit in the pub until they let us into the band room. Get there, fucking ghost town.
Dude, you can't even get in the building.
You're
in
like,
the building. Who's here? Who's working?
No one there. And I was like, surely no one starts work at doors. Like, surely they got to be in there, like, turning the lights on 30 minutes prior or something. No.
Doors are open and they're opening the door.
Truly.
And it's rolling.
And I think Kelly set off the alarm. Because I think he just, like, tried to open the door and it was just like, woo! Like,
that will get him going.
But across the road, there's a little
like a barbecue place.
Barbecue joint.
Yeah.
And we went over and talked to the homie, who was also coincidentally like a hardcore guy, because I got recognized.
Hell yeah.
He was like, you and I exist. And I was like, brother, let's do it. So we were over there just chatting, and he I guess he runs the barbecue thing and the bar that's over there. And he was like, we're doing like a roaring trade over here at shows because they're never open. So he's like, we're only open till 8. So he's like, we go like full steam ahead from like 5 till 8 because people come over here and drink and get dinner because they try to get in there and they can't fucking get in. And like doors were, you know, like I think doors were at 7:30 or something. And like literally no one could go inside. People were just standing on the street like...
Dude, and if you're staying there, there's always there's weird people living there. Like next to our room, there was this like...
Pub people or just...
No, just, I don't know, like just people that are like hitchhikers, like just anyone. Like there was this old guy there, right? And we're going into our room and he's like, he's got his door open, he's sitting on his bed and he's like looking at us, he's like, don't mind me, I always leave my door open. You're welcome to come in if you want. And I'm like... Jesus Christ, man. Like,
so you did.
Yeah, so I came in and no, but I was like, and then the next day he was cooking some shit in the kitchen and we were like, fuck, we got to get out of here. Like that, this stinks. And he is definitely a pedo. Like, anyway.
The Phantoms were meant to stay there. And I like, you know, we're like loading in and the guy, I guess one of the people from the bar was like, I'll show you to the rooms. And they all went upstairs, and then Kate and Pilksy came back downstairs, and Pilks like, I'm not fucking staying.
Yeah.
He was like, I got kids, man. I can't stay at this
Yeah,
place.
fuck this place.
And Kate was like, yeah, me either. And then they went and stayed at the Holiday Inn. Like, the pair of them just, and I think Kate was like on booking.com and it was like $100 or something. So he was like, who cares? I'm just going there.
That sounds fun.
And then Glyn drove back to Sydney. Like he didn't stay. So then, and then Lee stayed with us. And so it was just... Kelly and Chris stayed there. And then the next morning I met up with them and, you know, it was just to Kelly. I was like, how was the Newcastle Hotel? And Cade just like interrupted before he could even say anything. He's like, he had to use a sheet as a towel. That's how it worked. Like, they don't have towels there.
Usually the accommodation's quite good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's come bunk beds, you know. My move is like you get the top mattress.
Yep.
You just take that shit off and put it on the ground.
Yeah.
Because
Why would you
last time when we came back after a night out, after a show, there was this show. It was, oh my God, so much shit happened. That's for another time. Anyway, but we get back and I go up to bed because I'm like, I'm tapping out. But the boys just went next door and Pat was pouring himself a beer in the fucking sidebar. But when Pat came back up, I went to get back up onto the bunk. Like, this was before I put the mattress on the ground, and I took the whole thing back with me, and
the whole bed.
Like, I was like, oh
God,
shit. And then anyway, yeah, Pat was like, dude, just put the mattress on there. I was like, that you're smart, man. Like, I'm glad we have you. Like, to sort me out.
Yeah. But have like heaps of shows are there, right?
Yeah.
Like most of the shows in Newcastle seem to be happening.
Yeah, it's either there or the Hamilton Station.
Yeah. It seems so odd though that they haven't like sorted out the venue.
Like there used to be a fried chicken place downstairs, and there was always people in there eating that. But then the fried chicken place now has like their own permanent location.
Well, that was what the guy across the road said. It was the fried chicken guy owned it apparently, and then he left and sold the pub, I suppose, to whoever is running it now.
And then it all went down.
Well, they just they like, and one of Duck's cousins was there, and she was like, this is just never open. Like we didn't even know this was a place. Like it just looks like a closed pub.
Whereas it used to just be like regular pub, you know?
Yeah.
They'd have the front bar open, people would always be there drinking, and then there'd also be a show on in the back room.
Yeah.
And the stage, that stage.
The room.
It's not. It's like it's a fucking.
Yeah, it's a semicircle.
Semicircle. That's the one.
It had the thing I did like about it. Had a little step to get on the drum riser.
Oh yeah.
Perfect for my beers. Perfect height
Perfect
for me
height.
to pick them up.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah. Just have to bend all the way down. Just
Yeah, exactly.
In saying that though, like it's a good room. Like
it is a really good room.
Shows there are usually great.
Yeah, what's some good ones you've seen there? Like
I saw like Title Fight there, which was
really?
that would be crazy.
Wow.
The No Pressure show there last year. Like that was great.
That was dope.
It is a really I mean, it's like a perfect room for hardcore shows, honestly. Because it's like stage is in the corner, the whole room can become a pit.
Yeah, it's one of those rooms that I think the capacity is like 300 something.
Yeah.
But if you have 100, 150 people in that little room, it's great. Like it doesn't need to be any bigger.
Yeah.
Pain and Truth played there the other night, right?
Yeah, they did.
Was it great?
It was awesome. Yeah.
So let's get into Last Ride Records a little bit. Actually, real quick, I will say the other show we played was in Canberra, which I've talked about on here since, but it was a very good show.
Yeah.
And another funny thing for like, you are from Newcastle. I'm from Canberra. Neither of us live in those places anymore. But it was fun playing shows. At least for me, it was fun playing. It was fun playing an Aglo show in Canberra because I hadn't done that yet. So that was cool. And it was fun playing it at a place in Canberra that like I literally played shows at when I was like 13 years old. So like I think every band I've ever been in has played there, basically.
I feel like what both of you also have in common with it is that like you might not be from there, but like you're both known as that's the Canberra.
Yeah,
like
I still have.
Aaron is Canberra, Maddo is Newcastle, but you don't.
No.
Live there.
Well, I mean, again, I talked about it on here recently, and sorry to tease him again, but Pip, who books Cold Day in Brisbane Festival, when he put Aglo on the fest, he under the Aglo logo, it in brackets said ACT. And I was like, I messaged him, I was like, that should say Vic. And he was like, when did you move to Melbourne? And I was like, 14 years ago. Like, and he was like, oh, fuck, I didn't know that. Anyway, I still say, when people ask me where I'm from, I still say I'm from Canberra, even though I've now lived in Melbourne for longer than I ever lived in Canberra in my whole life.
I'll always say I'm from Melbourne.
Well, you are.
Yeah. Oh, well.
And you've lived here your whole life, have you not?
Yeah, but like in my mind, I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll do something with my life. You know, I'll do something, I'll switch it up a little bit, like, you know. But to be fair, I'll probably.
You could go live in Eastern Europe or something.
Yeah.
I'm from Melbourne.
Dude, I'm from Melbourne. Like, sick.
Where do you live? Melbourne.
Yeah. Me and Akira, Melbourne. Last Ride Records.
Last Ride Records.
What do you want to know?
When did you've been on the podcast before as well. Let's preface this.
Yeah.
You did an episode, one of the Zoom ones, where we talked about records. And I think in that were you in Newcastle at the time?
I was still in Newcastle then.
So when did you move to Sydney?
It was June 2022.
Okay. So not that long then. Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure you were in the room with all the records.
Yeah.
Is your current room still like that? Or have you found a place to put the records?
I have a storage unit. It's all in there. My room that I'm in currently is definitely not the size of the one I was in Newcastle.
You probably still have some records in that room though.
Yeah.
Couple of broken, 7 inches that never made it out of the box, but or something like that, I'm sure.
I think some of those are still in Newcastle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Storage.
I have in my shed at the back of my house, one entire shelf is the first Mental Cavity LP. That's just like, no one cares about that thing.
Yeah.
And the label shut down. And when the label shut down, they just gave me all the LPs, which is cool. I'm glad that I kind of won out of the deal. But like this would require me to put in some level of effort or concern for those records, and like it's the worst of the 3 LPs, so I don't really care if no one listens to it. And also it's just like the only time I even think about it is when I like mow the lawn, because I'm like, oh, the lawnmower's, you know, impeded by 10 friggin' boxes of Mental Cavity LPs.
So, Matt, are you playing a bunch of bands? Tell me about innovative guitar lessons.
Innovative guitar lessons. That would have been probably where I got guitar lessons in Newcastle.
So I've heard. Tell me about it.
Tell me. Okay, it was in.
And why did you start playing guitar as well?
Do you know the answer to this already, or is this a genuine question?
I'm actually serious.
Otis, for those listening.
Yeah, I came prepared, man.
He's got sources.
I just came to this podcast today more prepared than I've ever been for a.
I left the last one being like, man, maybe we dropped the ball with it. Like we were just talking about it, like, you know. I'm on my Nardwuar shit. Let's go. So tell me about it, Tomo.
Why did I start playing guitar?
Yeah, music. How did you get into music?
I can't remember why I wanted to do it, but for Christmas one year, I got a guitar. And I want to say that one of my cousins had been getting guitar lessons at that place.
True.
So that was, I guess, the only place we knew of to get a guitar lesson. So I started going there as well.
True. Did someone else get guitar lessons there?
Yeah.
Who? I'll leave it at that. Sweet. Thanks for that one, mate. But and then like with what music were you into? Like, how did you get into alternative
where I am
music?
now?
Oh yeah, pretty much.
I think like some of the first like music that I gravitated towards was stuff like Blink-182 and Green Day and like The Offspring and stuff like that.
The natural childhood progression.
And that ties into Distance, right?
I guess somewhat.
Yeah, true.
Look at you, man.
Tell us.
I feel like a proud.
Yeah. Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, that was the first band I did, and I have this like, you know how like music you've like been a part of, like you can kind of hear in your head what it sounds like.
Yeah.
So I haven't heard those songs in a long time, and the memory of how I have it in my head for how it sounds is pretty good.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to go back and listen to it because I feel like it could be impacted if I do that.
The other day I mean, by choice, but I was considering, because when Aglo first started, we played an I Exist song because I just didn't have enough songs to like fill out a set. And I was thinking the other day, like maybe re-recording one of my own, like it might be funny to like re-record one of my own, like do a cover of my own song and like make it like Aglo.
Yeah.
So I was listening to I Exist. That is what my admission is there, that I was listening to my own band. But in the like bands, you know, that'll like this band or whatever, the thing on Spotify, or listeners like or whatever, I was just scrolling along to see what other bands are on there. And I forgot that the Lair guys put up the Slow Burn.
Oh, yeah.
Like CDs.
The legendary Canberra metalcore.
Well, melodic hardcore.
Melodic. Sorry, I got it wrong.
But I completely forgot that they did that. And it is in there, and I guess it's just in there because the algo must know that like 3 of us were in that band. So I clicked on it and I was like, exactly what you're talking about. Because in my head, I know what Slow Burn sounds like. And then I pressed play and I was like, oh boy, I don't need to listen to this.
Yeah.
Like, this is, I didn't like the music of that band, like the style we were playing when I was in the band. So like to listen to it now, I'm like, this is. Yeah,
if I probably heard a Samaritans from Hell song, my first band, I'll probably do the same thing.
When did we meet each other? What do you think? I can't remember.
I want to say it was potentially a time that I Exist played like at the Loft in Newcastle.
That's what I think too. Yeah. Like I reckon that was the youth center, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we played there heaps. Well, I mean, Slow Burn played there a shitload, which is crazy to me now in hindsight that, again, the band I'm talking about that, you know, now I arguably I'm like, this was not a good band. But we played a lot of shows and we would play in Sydney and Newcastle all the time. And like at a time when, like I think we played that band Bad Blood. We played like their record release in Sydney, which now in hindsight is like crazy that we played that show. But I would like we were playing that. We would do Friday night in Sydney, Saturday play the Loft, and then drive all the way back to Canberra. And it was always like the most hungover, annoyed drive ever. But yeah, I existed it as well.
Mm-hmm.
But what bands were you playing in then?
It would have either been Distance, that first band,
Yeah.
or potentially even pre that.
Mm.
And they are.
Pardon?
And they are. No.
But
That
like,
was it.
Yeah.
what did Distance sound like to you, like in your head?
The goal for that was definitely like when that run for cover type scene was like really taking off. That's kind of what we wanted it to be. Like, wanted it to be like a basement, a title fight, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. It's so funny that had such a moment many years ago now. But now, because of TikTok, Super Heaven are like an enormous band.
They're being played on like the Channel 9 NRL coverage.
Yeah.
Are they?
Saw that the other day. And
Yeah.
I was like, that's crazy.
And I think they posted the other day that like a rapper has sampled the song, that the big TikTok song.
The Pine Grove one? Or what? I know that's
what's the big, I'm looking it up on Spotify. It's got like 40 zillion plays now.
I was at work the other day and my co-workers had this like,
It's like normal person music. It's crazy.
but they were playing.
Yeah, Youngest Daughter from Jar.
Which wasn't even one
It's
of
not even like a...
when that was a current record, that wasn't one of the big songs on the
No.
record.
It's kind of just like a normal song
Yeah.
too. Like it's not... It has 97 million plays
Yeah.
on Spotify.
That's crazy.
Yeah. All their songs now. Oh, and then they got 2 other songs that have like... Yeah.
Someone's got to get some TikToks going
teens of
for.
millions.
Come on, Matto, get that. You
I
know.
need to get the team onto that.
Yeah.
They have 2.4 million monthly listeners.
It's nice.
must be.
Wouldn't
nice.
mind a slice of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boys, if you're listening...
Yeah. Come on the pod. Let us know how you did.
Actually, their podcast is very good. They'll never... This is not like their podcast.
Yeah.
Quit your band while you still can. It's very good.
How do you reckon we? I know how we met, but do you remember?
I actually don't, but one of my first memories I have of you is it must have been like a pre or a post show or something for Damnation in Sydney when Housey was doing that first.
Mm.
And there was another show at Blackwire. And I can remember you standing in the middle of Parramatta Road, like you must have gone to cross the road with a box of merch.
I got fucking stuck in the middle.
Literally
of
the busiest road in Sydney.
Literally just standing in the middle of the road with this box of merch and you're over there looking at us.
And Kira's like fucking, and I'm like,
so then all of us started
18,
yelling as well,
yeah.
being like, "Oh, just get off the
yeah,
road!
what
What
are you fucking
doing?"
doing, man? Like,
I'm sure we'd met probably before that, but that's for whatever reason the first like memory I have of you in my head.
well, because how
Did
I
you
remember
do your own
me-
research? For
Well, so I was looking back into my, pulling them out, and I was when the Turnstile first came to Australia, and I had just finished high school or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Born Free was on the tour, and I was rolling with them. And on the way up, I think the first show was in Brisbane or something like that, Brisbane or Gold Coast, and we stayed at your house. Right, but he wasn't there, or maybe he let us in, or I don't know.
you
went
stayed at his
there.
house in Newcastle?
In Newcastle.
Oh, right, on the way.
Yeah,
to
because
show.
we
Okay.
went Melbourne, Newcastle, and then we did
Yeah,
the drive to Brisbane. And I remember it was really late, and I think you were at the pub with downside people, and you'd come back and you were talking to whoever was like on the other couch, and I was sort of half awake, and you were sort of looking at me like, who the fuck is this guy in my house? And
Who's this recently graduated high school
yeah, like
student?
who's this kid with long hair fucking on my couch? But like I just remember thinking like I was like trying to sleep on the couch and I had no pillow, no blanket, and you just looked at me and just went, who's this cunt? And just kept talking to Daryl. And I was there thinking like, I remember waking up at night fucking shivering like, holy shit.
You're that meme.
Yeah.
The when the homie don't give you no blanket.
Yeah.
And it's like another couch on top of you.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I've got and then the dog's attacking me in the morning. Oh, legendary. But we didn't meet. I guess we didn't meet, but we locked eyes.
looked at it,
yeah, you looked at me and
Took
was
one
like,
look at
"Oh,
him.
I'll leave that for another time."
So I don't know if I told you, maybe I've told you this outside of just chatting at the pub or whatever. But when I went to pick up, when the Extortion record Seething, not the most recent one, but the one before it, which was like the first thing I did with the band, I went to pick that up from Zenith, and I'm happy to put Zenith on blast because I don't like them. So
fuck Zenith, man.
That's my opinion. They'll never
No, I
hear
don't
it.
know.
But they're just really bad with delivery times and organization in general. But I went there to pick up the Seething records, and which had been delayed for one of their many reasons. And when I went to pick them up, they were like, "Oh, these are your records." And it was like a mountain of Speed records, like the first LP. And I was like, no, I'm not here to pick up.
That's where all those missing records went.
I'm not here to pick up this enormous amount of Speed records. I'm here to pick up those 4 boxes of 7 inches. And, but that was like, I remember at the time that being, that record was probably obviously the big first thing for them, big first thing for sure. the label as well. And like Aria charted, did the whole bit.
Yeah.
Sick as hell.
So how did you discover them? Like where'd you find those guys?
Well, I was saying to someone in High-Vis the other day, because Mog introduced me to them saying like, he's the CEO of Hardcore, he pulls all the strings. So I was actually in the boardroom meeting when Speed was made as a concept.
Oh.
So because, industry plants. So I was there.
Yeah.
And I said, I remember Jem from when he did Endless Heights. Like, I think he's got a bit of potential. I think he could do this. So I was the one that said he should sing for this band. So that's kind of how I got in contact with them. Yeah.
And funny enough, like, we were talking about someone, you're getting bumped. You got bumped last time. You couldn't get in the pod. Well, you were meant to get bumped this time by Speed, but they were too afraid to come on the podcast.
This is the call out.
And the reason why they did that was because it was a conflict of interest because of Liquid Death and Monster. Like they just couldn't do it. So calling you out, Speed.
Thanks for putting me on the door last night.
No, awesome guys. We're just joking, guys. We actually know them.
But obviously you are very good friends with those guys. I would say like the label has been seemingly, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here, a good function for you to put out records for your friends' bands, basically.
Pretty much.
And like, I think the reality right now is it seems, and like, again, Speed could correct me on this if they were dared to come on the pod.
They actually came.
No, but like, it seems at the minute, like truly, I feel like the age of the record label that I had historically participated with is kind of over. Like, basically now anyone can make their own records. Anyone can figure out a way to distribute them if they want. And people can have like so much more control of it than what you used to be able to have. How has it been working with a band that is now arguably like the biggest version of this here for you? Like, as someone who's doing it,
It's great because Jem and like the other guys in the band have been doing what they do for so long. They're very clever.
Yeah.
So it's not so much me kind of guiding it, saying this is what we need to do, this is how we need to do it. It's more they tell me what they want to do and then I assist from there.
Yeah.
So like it's definitely works well.
Yeah.
I feel like you do that with a lot of the other bands as well. It's always kind of like, oh, what do you guys want to do? Sweet. Like, you could maybe do this, but I don't think you've ever like been like, you guys really need what? Maybe sometimes you should, but
you're asking for a little bit more input.
No. No, I'm just.
If you want to give AWOL some more advice,
no, like, please, man, we're lost.
I got plenty of advice.
Yeah, lay it on me, brother.
But I don't know if we talked about this when you did the podcast last time, but like, when did you start doing the label? Like, what was the push to start doing it?
I guess it's essentially like a classic case of like, put your money where your mouth is. Like, I'd done other records for like other bands with other people and it was great. Like the records came out, we played shows, it was awesome, but there was always just aspects of it that I wasn't entirely happy with.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where I kind of thought, I think I could maybe do this and do it exactly how I want to do it.
Yeah.
So that was kind of why I started it, because then it's like, I have no excuses then. I can do it exactly how I want to do it. I can have control over every aspect of how this looks, how it comes out. So I'm just going to do it.
Yeah. How did, like, when, because obviously, like, the speed thing particularly, I mean, I guess particularly this new record has, like, it's got, like, a ton of different formats and stuff. Like, how did you go about working with them on, like, the varying concepts they had for this new one? Because they did, like, mini CDs, right?
Yeah, they're crazy.
I can't remember whose idea that was. It was maybe either Jem or Kev.
Yeah.
They saw, like, I think it was some, like, K-pop act did something similar. So then,
Because it's like a QR thing, right?
yeah, it's like a little like keychain with like a CD.
Yeah.
You open it up and then it has like an actual like mini little CD. You put that on your phone and it pulls up a copy of the record.
Yeah, crazy.
That's maybe one of the...
In like the Apple app, or where does it, or is it just like a download link?
I think it's like a...
It opens it up like in like your browser.
Oh,
And then
okay.
I think you can download it from there as well, or you can just stream it.
Like a Bandcamp thing. Like it's like all like their own sort of...
Yeah, it's so sick.
Because I was wondering that. I'm like, well, how do they... That's crazy.
But I think this was just classic, like, we saw this, thought this is cool, this could be a great idea. So how do we do it?
Yeah.
So we figured out how to do it. And you wouldn't believe the amount of people and like people that are in very high paying music industry jobs that have been contacting us saying, how did you do this?
Yeah.
And
So
how did you, I don't want you to give away the trade secrets, but was it hard for you to figure it out?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like,
So we had-
surely you were Googling.
Like
Comment... Oh, go on.
6 idiots were able to figure this out. And people who do this as their profession cannot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. That honestly is like, someone said to me, like, in my job, my real life job, I am an operations manager, and people often like ask me, like, try to explain what that job is, because this kind of sounds like a nothing job by title. But when I've tried to explain it to people, I'm like, so most of what I do is people come to me with like the easiest question, and then I show them how to solve the easiest question, and then they think I'm like a genius. Like, that's basically my job. Like, when people are like, how would I fix, like, all I do is like fix problems. That's all my job is, basically.
That's awesome.
And whenever anyone asks me how I do it, I'm like, you ask me, I go and Google it, I figure out how to do it, and I come back to you and do it, and then everyone thinks I'm like a genius.
Man, I want to fix some problems as a job.
All I be doing is Googling.
Yeah.
I think
YouTube. Just get on that
YouTube,
shit. Like,
100%.
I think it's just something that's kind of ingrained in us from like doing bands and like
Honestly,
doing
yeah.
hardcore. Is like, if you want to do something, you just figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
Whereas I guess not everyone has that thought. Like
No.
some people, they look at something and just think, well, I don't know how to do this. Like, I can't do that. Whereas
Yeah.
we're just like, I want to do that. I'm going to figure out how to do it then.
Yeah.
I've also been espousing this fact recently, which I've been talking about it for so long that I can't remember like the source material, so I could be like incredibly off the mark with it. But I was reading this thing a little while ago that was like, basically people from the ages of like, if you're in this age window now, present day as 2024, if you're between the ages of like 28 or 26 or something and like 44, you are like the perfect window to like understand IT, understand, like be able to navigate your way through difficulties with like technology and this, that, and the other. If you are older than that, you are like unable to because you never learnt it. And if you're younger than that, you're unable to because you've had way too much access to like higher quality technology.
right.
So like the reason we're industrious and can figure out how to do things like technology wise is because we were forced to do that when we were younger. Like when MySpace, you had to learn how to do HTML to use MySpace, like to make a
Get that crazy back
yeah,
whatever they
and to
call
like to like post a bulletin, you had to do HTML coding. So you just learnt how to do that
That's true.
to use this fucking thing that your friends were on. Same with like people all of our age that like older than me, people who learnt how to make records, went to fucking studied or went and did this thing with people and had to intern at a studio for years and years and years. Now every second cunt who puts out records like literally taught themselves, like, you know, like just learnt from YouTube or from
Yeah.
I listened to that one you did with Ian from Military Gun saying he does it on his phone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and like truly this the podcast, I mean, a lot of this is automated, thankfully, but like pre Ben going to Edinburgh Fringe Festival, Ben used to do all the video, I did all the audio, and then we kind of traded off who was doing the images, the Photoshop stuff. Ben was, this is my call out of my co-host Ben, but Ben was meant to send me some stuff to show me how to do the video before he left, and then he didn't. And so I was like, oh fuck, how am I going to figure this out? And truly, I just YouTubed for like,
Let me get up the YouTube.
I
real
just
quick.
got YouTube up on one screen and had Premiere Pro on the other screen, and I just sat there like, play, pause, tried it, play, like, and I just did it, and then I put it up, and Ben was like, yeah, it looks good. And I was like, okay, I know how to edit the video now.
Yeah,
Like,
you've
you're
got a
doing the
skill.
video,
I've been doing
doing
everything.
the Photoshop. Now Otis is here.
Yeah, doing nothing at
Yeah,
all.
can you start editing some
Yeah,
shit? for me?
send it my way, mate.
Fire up
Now
the
I know your
Photoshop.
secrets on how you get it all done. Just YouTube it.
Yeah, just YouTube.
Yeah.
That's how you have a podcast.
Yeah.
But so I guess the other thing that I wanted to say, so now Last Ride is you're at the great point that former labels that I've participated in, like Resist Records was in, where you have one big hitter that can now pay for
Two, mate.
yeah, sorry, yeah.
Come on,
the
mate.
AWOL records
Sitting right here.
flying off the shelves. But that was always the funniest thing at Resist was someone was like, oh, how do they do that? And I was like, well, Parkway could just
Yeah. Yeah.
they
like
push the rest of us through.
Speed is funding like my out. Like, yeah. They're
Thank
doing
you.
everything.
Thank you, Speed.
Thank you, Speed.
Oh, now you're coming back.
Yeah, of course. Always, man.
But so like what's the push with doing the label still? I mean, obviously it's putting out records for your mates where you can, but is there stuff that you like try and seek out yourself to put out?
A little bit, but to be honest, not really. Like a lot of it that's coming up is like bands that I've already worked with
Yeah.
that have a new record,
Yep.
or someone that's approached me,
Mhm.
like bands just saying like, we're doing this record, do you want to do it?
Yeah.
But for the most part, I don't really actively seek out bands. Like it all just happens kind of naturally.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good way to do it, particularly when it's like it's working as well.
There's also like, you know, if you're doing, it's like mainly all hardcore. So there's not heaps of bands here. So I feel like, I don't know, you've done a lot of like international releases as well. Like
Yeah, I've
putting all
done a
that
little
stuff
bit.
out.
Like do like No Pressure and Trailer Lies and Regulate and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
And you're doing a lot more touring now as well.
Yeah.
You're bringing out bands. What's cool, that's I guess Speed is helping that as well because people are interested, and now like heaps of cool bands can come.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
definitely helps, especially like going to America with those guys and going to Sound and Fury and the Have Heart shows and stuff like that. Like the amount of people in other bands that I meet within a 2-week window
Yeah.
definitely helps facilitate bands coming here because
Yeah, absolutely.
someone wants to come here, they think, oh, that guy I met at Sound and Fury, he said he can tour bands, he did this band and this band, like we'll talk to him. So like it's definitely been very helpful for stuff like that.
Yeah. And how regularly do you try and do those trips over there? Just whenever you can make it work?
Yeah, just whenever it's something I'd like to go to.
Yeah.
Like, I've been fortunate in the last couple of years where like I've gone to Sound and Fury a couple of times. I went to Outbreak Fest last year. Just
Yeah.
stuff like that I think would be cool. And also it's just an excuse for me to be able to travel and go somewhere as well.
Yeah. I mean, I think the coolest thing at the moment is that they're, again, like it kind of, I was saying to a couple other old people in the last 2 days that you know, it feels now to me like it did when I started doing it. Like it feels the same now as like it did with that first wave of the Resist stuff, or at least when that's the peak at that time started happening. Like,
Is that a size thing, or is it like is the same vibe still there, or is it? Do you think that's
I think the
changed?
vibe is better for sure.
Vibe is better.
Like, I mean, I think admittedly, again, like Jem definitely mentioned it the other day and the homie from High Viz too, but like there was definitely way less women being, you know, able to be involved back then. And there was way less, you know, I mean, and there was way less like people of color and people of differing interests and people of different, like at that time, High Viz would not have been able to do
Yeah.
a hardcore tour.
Yeah, just
Like-
even the sounds of things now. It's
Yeah,
kinda
that's what I mean. Like it's people are way more open to it. And I think the other example I would give of late for me, like doing the Aglo band, the first couple shows I played were all like Doom shows. And I thought like, well, that's what this band is. That's all it's going to get over with. And then I've played now like 5 hardcore shows and they've been like the best shows. And not to say that like that's a surprise for me personally, given that I'm arguably a hardcore person. Like,
Yeah.
but like the band is not a hardcore band. Like it is a slowish death metal-y band, but like it has gone over the best at those things. And I think that's because right now that scene is accepting of that and is keen to hear different stuff. And again, that's the stuff that's different from the last time. Because the last time everyone just wanted to hear fucking Champion or Internal Affairs times 400, you know?
I think everyone is definitely open to a lot more sounds and subgenres and stuff right now, which is great.
Yeah.
I was said a few times, like the lineup of this Speed tour going Fuse, Pain and Truth, High Vis, Speed.
Yeah.
That's 4 bands that are pretty different.
Yeah, 100%.
But it worked really well. They were all awesome shows.
And I was saying, I think I was saying to Josh or someone, I was like, originally when I saw it, I was like, I'm unsure how is this going to go? Like, what will the vibe be? But it never, it was like everyone was stoked on every band playing. Like Fuse would start playing and it would be like, oh, this is, people are down, people are going crazy.
And every opener that they had too, or local band rather, was very different as well. Like all fit, we could all play a show together if they wanted to, arguably. But like, you know, having a cool band from each place do the show, I think actually tied it quite well into the show itself. And it also made it even more different. Like even the one yesterday, for example, having Threshold play, like a very heavy hardcore band, then going straight into Fuse. Like it like the show moved up and down with the bands. Like it was,
it all made sense. It all worked.
Yeah,
it was
100%.
great.
Yeah.
And also Candace, shout out, booking the thing,
Tore it up.
doing it all.
Absolutely.
So many
smashed it.
shows. It's crazy.
So with the touring stuff, like, is that something that you're more actively pushing for, or do you just same thing with the records, like just what comes through?
Yeah, it's honestly very similar to the records where it will, for the most part, be someone that I already have some kind of connection with will hit me up saying they want to come to Australia. And then I talk to them. If it makes sense and we can line it up, we do it. Yeah. There's only been a couple of tours that I've kind of like sought them out to like try and make it happen.
Which ones are those?
Like the Koyo one coming up. Like I went out of my way to like actually make contact with them and like their manager, talk to them about it and line it up and do it.
Yeah.
And that's diving back into your roots, you could say, of like
going
in
back
distance.
to pop punk. Yeah.
Tie back in, you know.
Yeah, funnily enough, we might dust off the guitar.
Yeah. You might have to re-listen to that release and
But you're playing on that tour though too.
I am, yeah.
Is that, have you done that
true.
before? Oh, you did the Downside Restraining Order one.
Yeah.
How was that doing it, playing it too? Like
it was great.
Yeah.
That was the first tour I've ever done that I've actually like, the band I've been in did the whole tour.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were talking about this before.
You've
about
otherwise just been the homie.
Yeah. I was also going to ask, like, I feel like you're so good at putting up, like, me, you know, crazy people. Like, you have a crazy tolerance of being like, yeah, I'll like spend some time with these guys. And it's just like, you're just sitting there kind of like monitoring it all and like laughing at everyone and they're just doing crazy shit. And I feel like that's Downside, I guess. Or like even when we went to, where did we tour? We went to
Hobart.
To Hobart. That was a great time.
Ill-Natured Broken, Hobart, yeah.
And oh my God, it was a meeting of the minds. We were talking about it today. It was like we stayed in the
Were you
same.
drinking then or not?
No, I was straight edge. But there's a photo of me like picking up. Posy made a bong out of the dishwashing liquid from the hotel Airbnb.
Yeah, nice.
And there's a photo of me and Akira holding it, like pretending to drink the bong water, like drinking out of the bong, whatever it is. But
and now he actually does that.
Yeah.
Welcome
But
to the club.
I remember we were just all sitting there like on YouTube as you do, like, and it was something like we were watching a compilation of like the world's tallest men or something like that, and just absolutely losing it. And then next one was like, I don't know, rose tattoo or something like that, like music video. Like,
This sounds like every night for me. When I
Yeah, so
have
you are familiar with how
2
that
beers.
works.
yeah.
Dude, this is another like classic. Just talk about speed the day after the speed show. The other day, there was a meme getting around. You know, the homie drunk when he's putting on a full concert, and like every second person I know sent it to me because I do that very regularly and post it on Instagram all the time. And Josh Clayton sent it to me.
Yeah.
And then we were talking about it. And then he was like, holy shit, look at this. And he just sent me a screenshot. And it was like almost exactly a year ago, us having the exact same conversation.
Oh, really?
Like,
with Josh?
yeah. Like I posted a photo of me like drunk watching something and he replied to it. We were both just talking about how good sitting up and watching concerts is. And like, it was like, man, this meme has got me targeted so heavily that not only is it exactly me, but 1 year ago, this person, I was also talking to them about this exact same thing.
Crazy, man.
That was definitely like the first few years of us playing in bands and coming to Melbourne.
Yeah.
We'd stay with you and Pat.
Yeah.
Everyone would have a few beers and then we'd watch YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had, Patty is here right now as well.
All right, bring him in.
Yeah. Come in.
He was here before. But he and I lived together for a few years, and we were talking about it this morning because we both, as we tend to, got on the couch and I was like, just fire up the old YouTube, see what it's got for me today. But what I will say now of YouTube that I don't like is that the structure of the app now doesn't like automate as much as it used to, because you used to just be able to like hit go and then you wouldn't have to touch the remote again. Like the algo would do the work.
Oh, it would
for
just,
you.
yeah. Like
It'd just serve you up some, and then, you know, occasionally you'd be like, nah, skip, next thing. But man, you used to be able to sit there and get through like, I mean, me personally, just like drink a case of beer and just be like, this fucking rocks. Like,
dude, I'm addicted to
nothing.
YouTube. Like I have an
it's the best TV channel.
YouTube addiction.
YouTube.
Like I YouTube. Pablo was filming something for like the news or something like that, and I said to him like, bro, no one watches the fucking news anymore. It's all on YouTube, man. Like,
Yeah.
and he's like, I'm glad like this is like
This is
my
the
job,
profession.
and I'm glad I just spent all day filming this thing when you're just gonna go on YouTube and
Yeah.
get your politics or whatever.
So that was like that. That's how I met a lot of people. Honestly, was people. I mean, that's the funny backstory. Is that's how I met Harm's Way. Is that they came and stayed at my house because James lost his passport. So I've been friends with these guys from America now for like 15 years because they came and stayed at my house.
Imagine if he hadn't lost his passport.
Yeah, like on it. If he hadn't lost his passport, I would not know like any of my friends from America. It all
You'd live a
starts-
completely different life. That would have been another part.
yeah. I might never.
We never meet.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
She's completely different. There's no podcast.
I've only done operations management, no music.
Yeah, you never got to Aglo. It's
Yeah,
just
never
been-
got to Aglo. But that is truly one of my like top things to do in life. Have one beer, get YouTube going,
Go.
watch me find you the weirdest.
Go down the rabbit
concert.
hole.
You want to see Cradle of Filth play in 1999? Because I do.
Dude, we've got
And I
like
got to watch 45 minutes of it.
we all like have this, we have like a run of YouTube videos, and like whenever we're at people's houses, and like it's like
This
me,
has
Akira,
got me so fired up.
Josh.
I just have to tell you this.
Yeah. You see what
Talking
YouTube
about
does to
this
us,
has made me
and
so
this is going to be on YouTube. So
This is going to be on
whoa,
YouTube.
fuck.
We're adding to the algo.
But it's like we've set up. We have this like history of YouTube videos that we meet someone new and we go, hey, have you seen this shit? Like come over here. Or
Is
whatever.
it? But are you showing like music stuff or are you showing funny stuff? What's your vibe?
Dude? Just
It's both.
it's a bit of everything, but it's a lot like hardcore related or
Okay.
like just things that you know. And
So what are some? Let's go around the room. If I can put you on the spot as well, I'll give you a second to get to you. What are some heavy hitters for you?
some of them so niche that I can't even like.
But if you like met a new person, right? Or if you went to someone's house and you were like staying at someone's house,
Yeah.
and they gave you
Put me on
the
the spot,
the
yeah.
Apple TV remote, and they were like, or the normal TV remote, and we're like, brother, what do you got for YouTube? I'll give you mine.
Yeah.
I'll give you mine. I'll give you a few, but I'll give you my number one. Harry Styles doing Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel on the Howard Stern show.
Oh my God.
It's this motherfucker can sing. Not only can he sing, but he can sing one of the greatest like 80s pop songs of all time. That's my number one. And I have basically spent so many hours showing like every new person I meet this Harry Styles video.
Mine are more like deep cuts at like it just is weird things, like a hardcore video from like a straight, like just random stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And like it wouldn't make any sense. But
I think you need to gatekeep these videos.
yeah, and I can't really release them because
so to get a look at these videos, please have Otis stay at your house. And
yeah, see, it's the thing. It's a
put up
bonding
a
thing.
wall.
It's a bonding thing, you
Yeah.
know? And there's like, I'm trying to think.
It doesn't even necessarily need to be you at their house. It just needs to be someone that mentions a specific thing and you go, well, I've got a video for you. Have a look at this.
Well, speaking of YouTube, like I remember I was staying at Jem's house and we were quite high and Akira was there. Like Akira wasn't high, but he was there. And we're watching YouTube and Jem and Aaron always have really random, like cool ones that are like, and he put on this one of this Japanese restaurant cooking a bear paw. And we were just sitting there watching it like.
That sounds like something you'd do high.
Yeah.
It sounds exactly like what you would do.
But yeah, just random shit like that. But
what do you got, Matt? You got a go-to?
I don't know if I have a go-to, but you've triggered something saying Harry Styles on Howard Stern.
Yeah.
Any of the Beetlejuice videos.
Yeah, Beetlejuice one's a big, like I remember I went through a phase of like like Beetlejuice montages and like
Akira still sends them to me to this day.
Dude, that him walking into the room, like how that became a meme.
Is that the one where he slips on the milk?
No, it's just him walking.
That one is
him walking in the room,
so
like,
fucking funny.
and he's just looking around like.
Dude.
That becoming a meme, I was like, yes.
I feel like sometimes I go Beetlejuice mode. Like I'll just say, I'll say shit and I'll be like, it is what it is, man. Like just random shit. Like my brain would, and like Akira will be like, dude, what the fuck did you just say? Like that's Beetlejuice. Like,
well, that's good. He's influenced your life.
Yeah, I look up to Beetlejuice. Yeah.
Oh man. All right, we're getting pretty tight on time here, but what do you got coming up, Matto? I feel like we've barely talked about anything about you, but what do you got? What do you got on the horizon?
I guess the main one is the Koyo tour in October.
Yeah,
that Secret World is doing.
Yep,
which will be the first time Secret World is played anywhere that's not Sydney and Wollongong and
the venue Crowbar.
Yeah, I was gonna say pretty much.
You're the house band at Crowbar.
So that'll be cool, and like Secret World has some music coming out before that as well, so that will be good.
Yeah, I've actually covert heard it.
Really?
From
who's the snitch?
Adrian Kelly.
Yeah.
He was
Checks
like,
out.
He just goes, "How do you think this sounds?" And I was like, "This is great." And he was like, "Okay, cool." I was like, "Thanks for showing me your man."
I'm psyched that you guys are doing that because you've only played. Have you played Newy or just Sydney? Just Sydney.
Just Sydney and Wollongong.
Yeah.
And Pondy is singing.
Yes, he is.
So he's not doing downside.
Dude can sing too.
Yeah.
Proper sing.
He can do it.
Sick.
So stay tuned for Secret World news.
Yep.
Koyo tour locked and loaded. That's it in the minute that you can talk about.
Yeah, I think.
Otherwise, tune into Last Ride Records.
Yeah, like there's definitely music for other bands that's being worked on in varying stages.
Yeah.
But I don't know if there's too much more that will come out this year. I think a lot of it will be like the start of next year.
Yeah. Well, Maddo, thank you so much for coming to
I'm
Brunswick.
glad I made it here this time.
Thank you, Monkey Boss.
I think we're going to have you on again because we've truly talked about nothing. But
Yeah. Yeah, I hope you guys I hope you guys like this one talking about YouTube on YouTube.
I hope you like the episode 2 of the Aaron Osborne, Otis T. Benny, Oblivious Maximus podcast that, barely talked about what we were meant to do.
Yeah.
But
what we need the people to do is in the comments on YouTube, comment your favorite YouTube videos.
Yeah.
What's your go-to?
Favorite
Let's have
YouTube videos.
some
actually,
audience interaction here.
I have to remember to do this because I've forgotten.
While you're doing that, what are your other questions? What have you got for me? What's a pressing question here?
Man, I honestly slid them in pretty well. I'm quite happy with myself.
You got
You're
it?
a professional.
I was trying to. I thought I would. So, I'll just run through it. What food establishment was Mood Swing born in?
It was a chicken place. I know exactly where it is. I cannot remember the name.
Well, do you know where? What? Sydney.
Yeah, it was somewhere near Josh's house.
Mood Swing stayed at my house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. A few times.
It wasn't called like Chickens Plus or something, was it?
Dude, I don't know.
Oh, you don't-
I
you
just
actually
have
know.
what food establishment. I thought it would spark something.
Who gave you that question?
It's a secret.
Secret.
That's a secret. We'll hear about it. Josh last time was like listening to the one with Akira, and he was like felt like he was there. And he's like, you got it wrong. Like
He said that to us the other night. He was correcting us live to himself.
Yeah. I think a couple people were doing that. And Akira saying his memory was bad. A lot of people were like, yeah, your memory is bad.
I know.
Quickly, I've got Kill Your Stereo.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do some interviews or some write-ups?
Couple, yeah.
I did too.
Yeah.
We kind of were like working there at the same time.
Yeah.
I've already asked that one because I'm a fucking legend at interviewing. It slipped it in there.
Fucking dope, Otis.
How'd you become a part of the Sydney crew for being from Newcastle?
Just from going to shows. Like,
Going to shows?
Yeah, I met those guys when we were all like 14, 15 going to shows. And now here we are.
I just wrote discovering speed, lol.
We already
Covered that. I
Yeah, I
covered the
know.
board meeting.
Yeah.
Industry plants.
I've got one that we're not going to explain, but I just wrote toilet clog story, and we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
That's about it, man. Thanks for coming in.
No worries. Thank you for having me.
Here's the bit that I got to promote that I forgot last time, but I remembered this time. We set up a voicemail thing so people can send us voicemails, and we're going to wire them into the pod. If you have tuned into this podcast at 1 hour in,
There'll be heaps of
here's the
people still here.
update. I've got the link in our bio now on Instagram. It's if you go to speakpipe.com.
Do they sell weed on that website or what?
It's actually my bong shop.
Yeah. Speak pipe. Why? What is that?
I don't know if you want anyone speaking pipe.
Yeah. I'm not speaking pipe. I'm speaking English, man. Come on.
It's an app that'll let you record a voicemail and it'll send it to me as a WAV file so I can put it in the audio.
YouTube taught you that,
You
didn't
can go on here and start. You
Oh, hell
press
yeah.
for video listeners. You can start recording, and then it sends me a voicemail. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start putting them into the podcast.
That's so fun.
And then we'll if people ask a question, we can answer the question. If people want to just fucking talk to us, we'll do it. The only ones in there so far are from Duck, my girlfriend, who was testing it out for me, and it's just her hey babe, hang up. So yeah. Go on speakpipe.com
We be speaking pipe.
/ Oblivious Maximus. The link's in bio.
Anything you say, Aaron, we'll put it in the
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Anything.
Just
I'm going to get
warning.
spammed.
And we're not beeping it.
No
don't beep
censorship.
we don't beep
Anything you
shit.
want, he will play it.
I will play it. Maddo, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Otis, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me once again.
Let's go to the pub.
Let's get it.
See ya.
Bye.